Hey guys, welcome back to my Financierge with Brandy O. Today's video is going to be about MetaTrader 4 on your PC desktop. I'm just going to kind of take you through some of the functionalities of it, take you through like how I set up my charts, how I like things to look when I'm starting off my trading, or maybe if I'm getting ready to explore a new strategy or something. That's going to be primarily the scope of this particular video. So here we go. I'm going to turn off my camera because I'll be kind of looking off screen and I don't want you guys to be distracted by what you think I'm looking at. I am going to go ahead and open up my broker really quick. And then as that's loading, I'm going to go ahead and share that screen with you guys. And here we go. And let me go ahead and turn off this video. All right, so you guys should see my, the broker that I have open currently is XM. I actually use multiple brokers when I am doing my trading. You can kind of see the icons down here at the bottom. This is KOT, Forex, this is FX Choice, Hugo's Way, and XM. My actual trading accounts are with FX Choice and Hugo's Way. The reason I have multiple brokers is because I have several screens that I trade from, and I like to be able to look at my pairs on all of the important time frames. You know, if I'm doing indices, I'm looking at the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the 15, and the hour. If I'm doing Forex, it's the 15, the hour, the 4 hour, and possibly the day chart. And I found that the easiest way to have multiple time frames open is to have multiple broker windows open. Important fact, you do not have to have an actual account with a particular broker to download their MetaTrader 4. You can typically go straight to their website, and the download function for MetaTrader 4 is usually, at the bottom of the screen where you would find the contact us options and all of that. So now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead. So I have MetaTrader 4 open. Typically when your MetaTrader 4 opens, it'll show like 4 or 5 screens that look like that. So we're just gonna play with the one screen. Let's talk about something really quick about how do you add your brokerage account. I prefer to create my account through the broker's webpage first, and then to add my account to my MetaTrader 4 app on my desktop. You can do it the other way around, but I prefer to do it through the broker's site itself because you get the email from them containing your username and your password in the case of Hugo's Way. And of course, you want to save that somewhere in your email folders or whatever. But let me just show you really quick how to add your account, your live account or your demo account to MetaTrader 4 if you create your account the way I suggested. You would go up here to your file menu. You would go to open an account. This would pop up, this little shared screen here. And let me make sure when with my share box that you can actually see the pop-up screens that open. You cannot. So let me do this really quick. Let me share it a different way. So now you should see my pop-up. Hopefully so. I'll catch it in the editing of this video if it doesn't. But once you open up your open an account, you would then find the broker that you have your account with. If you don't see your broker just automatically, typically it's going to be the broker whose window you have open with XM. The reason you see Hugo's Way and FX Choice is because I've already done this. So I've already added my FX Choice account and my Hugo's Way accounts to this particular broker's app. But if you don't see your broker listed, you just click add new broker, you type it in, and then it'll show up in the window. So I'm just gonna click on Hugo's Way demo, right? Well, Yeah, I'm going to click on Hugo's Way demo. Then I'm going to click next. This is where you would input your information. That login information you got in your email, it's going to be a number here, which is your account number. Your login is typically your account number. And then this is going to be an alphanumeric password. What I like about FX Choice is you can change your password to something that you actually remember. Hugo's Way, they give you like this really complicated password, but it is what it is because you should save it anyway. And then you just hit finish, and then your new account will show up here, right? So my account is already on the screen, so I won't go through that whole process. It should have been pretty clear how to get to the actual adding of your account. Now, as we talk about the functions of MetaTrader 4 and just the basic functions, I'm not going to go through every icon. It's just the ones you're going to use the most. I'm also going to show you guys how to build out a naked chart. Because like I said, your chart's going to show up like this. And this is just with all these grid lines and the indistinct candles. I just don't like it, right? So let's go ahead and build out that naked chart really quick. What you're going to do, you're going to right click in your space up here, right? You're going to right click in this space. You're going to go to properties. You're going to go to where it says colors, and then you will set all of this to your specifications. I'm going to go through this really quick because I'm going to do a separate video on the naked chart specifically. So I'm not even going to talk about what I'm doing. I'm just going to do it. But if you need like a slow down version where I actually talk about each step of creating my naked chart, there will be a separate video on it. It's just not this video. This video is going to be primarily about the functions of MetaTrader 4. So like I said, I'm just going to go through this super quick. All righty. So now I have my naked chart. Of course, you want to make sure you save it. You go into this little icon up here. It looks like a chart. You hit save template, and then you name it. I name mine naked chart. I actually already have a naked chart. You just save it as whatever name you want to give it. I like to call this one naked chart because this is always the chart that I start from when I am creating different strategies and testing out different indicators. But anyway, enough of that. Let's go ahead and talk about MetaTrader 4. You have your icons up top: file, view, insert, charts, tools, window, help, right? In file, you will find a particular option that says open data folder. When you open your data folder, you're going to get a file window that opens up. You go into MQL4, you go into indicators, and this is literally all the indicators that come standard with your MetaTrader 4. This is also where you will find indicators that you add yourself. If you're a part of my trading group, you know we provide you guys with special indicators for use. And that is where you would add them. That is where you would manage them. There will be a separate video on how to add indicators to MetaTrader 4, how to add special indicators to MetaTrader 4 as well. But I just kind of wanted to show that to you. I also already showed you the part about opening an account. When you're trying to add your actual live or demo trading account to your MetaTrader 4 desktop app. And then there's also the log into trade account. You can have multiple accounts stored within MetaTrader 4. Here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, I have 5, right? Because I have different accounts for different things. I have a savings account, I have an indices account. I have a Forex account. I have a girl, you probably shouldn't be trading today, but you reckless, so go ahead and blow this money account. I have demo accounts. I have accounts on accounts on accounts because I know my struggles. So I build out according to what my struggles are, right? But this is how you would cycle through those different accounts once you have already added them to MetaTrader 4. Um, and like your password and everything would be saved. So you would literally just like click it and then hit log in and it would, you know, travel over to your new account. So let's go ahead and close this out. Next, we have view. Under view, you can choose what toolbars you want here, like standard charts, line studies, time frames. All of that coincides with these little buttons here, okay? So you can take some off, you can add some to your preferences. I just like them just like they come standard with MetaTrader 4. You have symbols. Symbols, guys, is where you would add your pairs to MetaTrader 4. A couple of them already come standard in your pair window, in your symbols window, but a lot of them don't. So you would come into symbols to add the pairs that were missing that you want to show, and you can take off the pairs that you don't want to show. Sometimes you don't trade everything. You may only trade GBP, you may only trade USD, whatever the case may be. You can specialize your symbols window to show only the pairs you want to see. And you do that here. If it's highlighted gold, that means it's going to show. If it's gray, it's not going to show. And you just literally double click it to get it to show or not to show. Simple as that. So let's close out of that. Let's go back to view. You have market watch. So your market watch window is where all of those pairs appear, okay? And typically they're gonna be in random alphabetical order. They're not gonna be alphabetical, it'll be random. So literally to move your pairs into alphabetical order, guys, you would left click on it and you would move your mouse where you want the pair to appear. And you see now this Euro USD has moved up here with the A's. So I'm just gonna move it back to where it goes. There we go. But you see, I have all of my pairs in alphabetical order. And then I have like my indices and I have my metals and things and my crypto, just according to how I like to trade them. So you can customize this list again, however, you just left click on what you want to move and you bring it up and down. So let's close that out. Let's go back to view. You then have your data window. It's taking some time to load, but there's usually trade information here. We don't use the data window. Oh, there we go. So this tells you today's date, or I say today's date, but it tells you the trading date, right, of the last time this updated. It tells you what time it is. It tells you where the candle opened. It tells you where the candle closed. It tells you the high point, the low point of the candle. And it tells you the movement on the day, right? But I don't too much really use this window. I just kind of wanted to point it out to you guys. Also in view, you're going to find your navigator. Your navigator window is where all of your indicators show up. So this is where you can pick an indicator that you may want to use and you throw it on your chart, right? So let's just take parabolic SAR. I'm going to drag and drop it. You left click and you drag and drop it to your chart. It's going to have some parameters. You can definitely play with this to see how it can fit your trading style, but then you hit OK. And then you see the indicators show up on your chart, okay? And that's with any of the indicators. And again, guys, this is just a quick overview of the different menu items and buttons on MetaTrader 4. Right now, I'm going to my indicator list. The way I got here, I left click my screen. I'm going to indicator list and I am going to delete the parabolic SAR off of my chart. So I highlight, I press delete, I press close, and then the parabolic SARs disappear. Also in view, you have your terminal. Your terminal shows you your actual trading account. It shows you your account history, mailbox, all that stuff. You're really going to use the trade function. That's where your account information will show up when you're in a trade. It'll show you how much money you have in your account, how much money you're either winning on your trade or the potential lesson that you're taking on your trade. It shows you several things within that trade bar. I'm going to do a separate Zoom on how to read that when I'm actually in a trade. I'll have to do it like in my demo because it's not going to be a trade that I'm actually watching and have done analysis on. But just know this is how you would track your trade is right here in your terminal window on the trade tab. Let's go ahead and close that out. And that's really all I want to talk about in view. Insert, as you're learning to trade and you're learning how to mark up your charts, you can pick horizontal lines, trend lines, and all that. Same thing in your chart. You can pick like your bar chart, candle chart, line chart. You can do all of that here. Basically, all of these little icons you see here is what you will find up here under the words, right? Under tools, you have, this one is what I want to talk about under options, because there is a way to connect the MetaTrader 4 on your phone to your MetaTrader 4 on your computer. And the way you would do that is you would go under notifications and you would get your MetaQuotes ID from your phone. And I'll do a separate video on how to get your MetaQuotes ID. But you would grab your MetaQuotes ID from your phone. Please do not use mine because you'll just get all of my alerts and it's going to aggravate you to no end. You make sure push notifications are enabled. You make sure notify trade transactions is enabled, and it will literally send push messages to your phone about the trades you're entering. So if you're like me, I enter my trades from my computer and then I leave my house. So if I leave my computer running, it'll alert my phone as things are happening with my account. So that's why that options function is important under tools. And same thing with Windows. We'll talk about these icons here. So let's talk about the icons, guys. Like I said, the icons have the same functions that you see in your toolbar up here. This little icon, Market Watch, again, it shows you your pairs. This icon is your navigator window. This little gold one, it shows you your indicators. This is your terminal. It'll show you your trades when you're in one, as long as you have the trade tab selected. Here is how you can enter orders on MetaTrader 4. I personally prefer to do it here. Like when you're on the pair that you've analyzed, if you click this little arrow, it'll open up the function of just hit buy or sell. You can manage your lot size. You can bring it up or down. Or if you just like to go through where you actually put in TPs and stop losses and everything from here, you can do that through the new order window, okay? We'll talk about auto trading, why that's important in a later Zoom class, but it has to do when you're using your automatic trailing stop indicator that we provide for our private group. Here is where you can change the type of chart you're looking at. This is the line chart. The reason the line chart is blank is because I put the color to none because I use this when I'm using special candles. But this is how you change like what types of candles you're looking at. This is where you zoom in and out on your chart. If I had multiple windows open, I could press this and it would cascade them side by side, okay? Here is where you control your chart scroll, where you can move your chart so you can look at it in the past. And then you also click it back on if you want it to stay when the new candle comes. Your chart will just follow the candles. You see this little arrow right here, this little triangle? Here's a little something you may not know, guys. Sometimes you may feel like, oh my God, why is my chart so far to the right? You can literally move where the chart sits by moving that little triangle. right? See that? I know somebody had an aha moment because when I figured it out, I was like, where have you been all my life? But that's neither here nor there. Here is where you can select your time frames that you're looking at. You can look at the 1 minute chart. You can look at the 4 hour chart. Okay. But you can also do that here. You can click 1 minute, 5 minute, 15, 30. That's also controlled here, guys. And here is where you can get your trend lines when you're marking up charts, when you're marking up support resistance levels, or maybe you're trying to, not trying, that's shame on me for using that word. We do not use the word try. We're attempting, we're doing, we're making it happen. There is no try. In my group, when we say it, we call it the T word. We actually do push-ups. Um, so I know when they watch this video, they're going to be on my butt about it, but whatever. But this is where you would grab all of your tools for using trend lines and fib levels and all of that. Okay. So let's delete everything I just put on here. Delete, delete, and delete. There will be a separate Zoom class also on how I drop my trend lines, how I mark up my charts, okay? And that's pretty much the gist of Telegram, guys. Like, it was a quick overview. I just wanted to point out a few things. Watch the video, you know, as many times as you need to. Like it, share it with your friends. Subscribe to my page. I'm gonna drop some content. Like, you know, the goal is to do it pretty regularly. Like, you may see days where I drop like 5 videos in one day. You may see where it's stretched out over a couple days. You just never know, but there's always going to be something fresh, some information that you can use. You know, if you're in any of these Forex arenas, you can definitely share this with your new members, have them like and subscribe to the page as well. The more of you that support the page, the more the information gets out, because Forex has been a secret long enough. I am going to go ahead and stop my share, and I'm going to restart my video so you can see my face, so you can see the passion in my eyes, guys. I love the space that I am in. I love what Forex has provided for me. Hopefully you guys found this video informative. Leave your feedback. I am definitely welcoming constructive criticism. Again, constructive criticism. I do welcome requests. You can definitely text things that you may want a video on, and definitely if it's something that I feel I'm proficient in, I'll talk about it. Again, guys, please follow my YouTube page. Go to my link tree. My link tree username is The Intentional Group. You know, go follow my social media pages. I just opened a TikTok. I'm going to start doing some little weird, funny things there eventually. Because believe it or not, I'm probably the shyest person you'll ever meet. But hey, so it takes a minute for me to like put myself out there, even doing these videos. It's like, oh my God, Brandy, you're doing it. So yes, guys, yes. But like I said, continue to follow, like, share, comment at the bottom. You should see my link tree information at the beginning of the video. I usually use it as like the thumbnail for the video. But again, if you just want to search my link tree, my username on Linktree is The Intentional Group, and that'll link you to like all of my pages. It'll link you to some referral codes and all of that. I'll be updating it with some really fun stuff. So thank you guys. Thank you, and thank you again.